Okay, welcome to another episode of Tabletop Sportcast Presents. And today I'm going to be playing History Maker Baseball using Digital Diamond Baseball. Digital Diamond Baseball is a nice interface that you can get through Steam. That's where I picked it up. Today I'm going to be playing the 1977 Baltimore Orioles against the 1977 New York Yankees. This is from my obviously 1977 replay. I'm using as played lineups, something that Digital Diamond Baseball has made really easy to execute on. And while I'll make decisions for both rosters, I am trying to think about usage rules a little bit. I am not using the game day charts from History Maker Baseball. I'm trying to let the as played lineups dictate who's resting. I'll look at who's available on the rosters as I go to make moves. So there'll be times where I might even be using uncarded players if that's who's available from the team. Okay? So let's get into the game action now. And we'll start by checking out the current standings here. So right now, games played through May 20th, 1977. The Yankees have a 2-game lead over Boston. Boston's on a really good win streak right now, 8 in a row. Yankees have been matching them over the last 10 games, though, 8-2. Baltimore currently sits 5.5 games back. Yankees right now hold the best record in baseball. Just to give an idea about where they stand, Reggie Jackson's hitting .391 so far through May 20th. Nettles, who had a huge lead in home runs, has now been caught by Bobby Bonds again. So Nettles hasn't hit that many home runs over the past few games, but he still has 15, so on a really good tear early in the season. And Larry Hissel has just tied Nettles at the top of the RBI lead with 39. For the pitching leaders, there's not a whole lot of action here. The Yankees pitching hasn't been great, but Sparky Lyle is leading the league in saves with 9. And in the MVP race, Greg Nettles sitting in third, Bobby Bonds leading. No Yankees currently in the Cy Young Award voting. And if we take a look at who's hot, we don't have anybody there for the Yankees on either chart for either at the plate or on the mound. So this is really good information that you have across the board here. All right. All that being said, we'll get into today's game, and we'll head over into the schedule. So the first thing I'm going to do here is just do a quick roll for where the teams are from a team harmony standpoint. Get my dice out. So I'm going to play this game completely using History Maker Baseball full game, and you won't see any of the cards or anything like that. You're just going to see how the game looks as I play it through Digital Diamond Baseball. And instead of giving you like a play-by-play, I'm going to probably just kind of walk through decision-makings that I'm making during the game. And I won't make a ton of them. You're going to notice that when I play these games, I'm not going to be using manager cards for one thing. I'm going to do a very scaled back here. And I'll let the book do most of the decision-making for me. So I really won't do a whole lot in terms of trying to take an extra base or anything like that. All right, so the Yankees are +3, and the Orioles are -2. So let's see how that works out. And the Orioles are going to be dissonant. Get over here for this. I've got my little sticky note here. Bring that over real quick so you can see. So Baltimore is going to be dissonant. The Yankees rolled a 5, and they will be semi-dissonant. So neither team feeling that great coming off yesterday's game. We will head over to the most previous game between these two teams. Obviously a Yankee win. 3-1 was the final score of that one. So we'll take a look at the box score and just get a feel for who we're going to be putting in as our hot and cold batters here. So looking at the lineup here, it looks like Dower is going to be the hot hitter for Baltimore, and the cold batter looks like Bumbry is going to be that guy at the top of the lineup there. 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. And for the Yankees, the hot batter seems to be Mickey Rivers. A couple of hits. And our cold batter is, we'll go with Munson. 3-hitter, went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Okay, so we've got our hot and cold batters now. Now we'll get into the next game here. And it looks like it's going to be Ross Grimsley against Mike Torres. Torres 2-1 with a 1.69 ERA. Grimsley 5-2 with a 2.49. And here's our lineups for today. So we'll get those set up real quick. Again, using the as-played lineup, so it makes some of the decision-making just a little easier for me here. And it looks like this lineup is mostly intact from the last game. So Grimsley, who's a semi-control pitcher. And now let's see, we got Murray and May back-to-back in the lineup. And Dempsey batting ninth. Muser is not in the lineup. Chopay not. DeCinces. Looks like I'll have to get Billy Smith in here. Pat Kelly in front of you. All right, Dower's actually not playing, so I'm going to have to go back and find out who their real hot hitter is going to be here. All right, we got Bunbury, Bellinger, Singleton. Then we get to May and Murray, Pat Kelly, DeCinces, Smith, and Dempsey. That's the lineup. Got them all. And then for the Yankees, Torres is on the mound. Get him. Both pitchers semi-control, so neither one team has a really strong starter on the mound for today. All right, so Jackson is going to be sitting this game. Let's see, Roy White's going to be batting third today. May is out of the lineup. Dent. Looks like we got a lot of subs playing today for the Yankees. Munson also not in the lineup, so we're going to have to work that out a little bit differently. Chambliss. Nettles is in here. Wynn is playing. He's in front of Nettles. No Stanley, right? Nope. Clay, Holtzman, Figueroa. Healy. Fran Healy gets the starts. And then we need Piniella. So, let's see. That should be everybody. Got Randolph, Rivers, White, Chambliss, Piniella, Wynn, Nettles, Healy, and Dent. Okay, so the Yankees have their lineup ready to go. Execute any transactions that take place. I'm going to be managing both teams. We're using as-played lineups, so nothing to do here either. Now, before we get into the next game, we're just going to do a quick box score search for the most recent game for the Yankees. And that's this one down here, and just double check now between these two teams. So Rich Dower is not in the lineup. Pat Kelly is, so is Bellinger. We're going to give it to Bellinger as the hot hitter then instead of Dower. Bunbury is playing. And then for the Yankees, Rivers is playing, and we just have to replace Munson as the cold batter, so we'll go to Chambliss, who was right behind him and had a similar day. Okay, so we got our batters now. We'll go back to the game. And here we go. All right, so kicking off here. And nothing action-wise. Is he a whiffer? He is not. So ground out for Bunbury. And we'll wait until we get some action here. But this is really, interesting teams. Baltimore, even though they're not going to be a contender necessarily for this year. Ooh, 5.66. Not wild. It's a strikeout for Torres. The Orioles were still good. They had a lot of guys coming up through the ranks. Murray is pretty much in the early part of his career. I think he's a rookie this year. Hot pitcher. Yeah, he got the dot, so he is a hot pitcher here, and he'll get a ground out to short to end the first inning. So nice opening inning here for Torres. So he takes advantage of the right now chart. All right, and now we got Willie Randolph leading off for the Yankees. 3-5-6. No, hitting against a lefty, so Randolph's going to open up with a single. All right, so we got a runner on first for Mickey Rivers. And again, I'm really not doing a whole lot in terms of decision making. Randolph's a guy, yeah, you might think about stealing in some situations. I personally am not. I'm going to let the book dictate where stolen bases happen, and I'm not going to do a lot of hit and runs or any of those kind of things trying to take extra base. Played very much like a Moneyball type approach, and the Yankees honestly score so many runs that there's not a lot of need for me to do a whole lot until like maybe late in the game. So late in the game I might make some differences. All right, not a flash pitcher, but he is a champion hitter, so we're going to have another single, bloop single for Rivers, and we got 2 runners on to open the game in front of Roy White. And White has been a really dynamic player for me so far in this season. 3-4-5, that is going to go against the Yankees, and it's going to be a strikeout. And unfortunately, we're going to the right now chart. Grimsley's semi-hot, and Chambliss is our cold batter, so this is not a spot that's going to favor the Yankees here. 1-2. Hot batter, no. Grounds out to shortstop. That's going to be a double play ball. So, right out of the gate, the cold batter goes against me. All right. That's 1 inning down. Here we go with the second now. 1-2-4. Didn't get the dot, so it's not going to be a control. Is Lee May eager? Yes, he is. So, pops out to first. Eddie Murray. So you can see the interface here for Digital Diamond Baseball is really cool. I'm not really reading the play-by-plays because I'm really going more with the play-by-play from the book. I'm really just using this to track my stats for my league. Oh, Eddie Murray got the 155. Is he a home run king? He's a semi-home run king, but he didn't get the dot, so he just misses one. Flies out to center. And that'll bring up Pat Kelly, who gets a 3-5-5. Not a struggler. Is he a champion? No. Is he a whiffer? No. So grounds out to second. And another easy inning for Mike Torres. Yeah, so really good interface. It's got some good, I don't really follow the probabilities because the probabilities are really based on Digital Diamond Baseball. You got your lineup in front of you, kind of sees where you are. I'm up to Pinella here, so you can see they've got kind of like a little halo effect around him. You've got your pitcher. You can get to your benches from both of these icons. And then you got your fielding display here and sitting at Yankee Stadium, so nothing wrong with that. 2-3-3. And not a ace or star. Is he a slugger? Yeah, Lou Pinella's a slugger. Home run to left field, so Pinella's going to get the Yankees on the board. Here's Jimmy Wynn. 1-1-6. Yeah, pitcher's fresh. That's a strikeout. And I'll put that as a strikeout looking. So what's really cool about Digital Diamond is they've got this ability to enter your results from your tabletop as you go along. So instead of like when I hit swing, it asks me what result do you want to use. And there's actually a whole listing. I'll bring that over real quick here. They provide you a whole listing of all of the outcomes and what what the command is to enter. So I've got that like on an easy access when I need it. But KL is for strikeout looking, and Nettles will come up with 1 out. 3-5-6. Oh, lefty versus lefty. That's a strikeout looking as well. Grimsley fans a pair after the home run. And now Fran Healy getting a rare start here. Oh, and he'll draw a walk. So we got a runner on. We're going to clear the 9-hitter, Bucky Dent. And 2-4-5 is going to be a pop-up to second. And the Orioles will start off on the experience chart. So DeCinces is not, he's an average experience, so he has no rating, but Torres is an icon, so this will favor Torres again here. And a 2-4. Icon batter, no. Grounds out to short. G6-3. Billy Smith getting a rare start here. So 266. Nope, that's gonna be a fly out to right. And then Rick Dempsey as both teams clear those 9 hitters. 266, another fly out to right, and facing the minimum is Torres through 3 innings. And the Yankees at the top of the order in the bottom of the 3rd here. 466. Oh, I got the control dot, so that's going to be a single for Randolph. He's already got a couple hits in this game. And now Mickey Rivers. Yeah, so you got your stats down there too, and you can always click on the players too just to get their cards up, and it actually give you like their real life stats and the simulated stats. So I can kind of see, like, you know, Rivers is hitting 317 in my simulation, but even just slightly behind where he was in the real season. So, you know, I'm not stealing as much. So my stolen base numbers are probably going to be a little lower because, like I said, I'm really not pushing it as much. But, you know, other than that, like, pretty much in line with what his real stats are so far as we get through the early part of the season here. And let's see what he does here. 1, 2, 3. No, that's going to be a double play ball. So, once again, 6, 4, 3 double play. And Roy White with nobody on. 2, 2, 5. See a slugger. He didn't get the dot. So he's going to get a single. He's not active, so he'll just take the single. And that'll get Chambliss to the plate. 1-1-4 is going to be another ground out. So, all right, both pitchers doing fairly well. That's the Piniella home run. That's the difference right now. Baltimore top of the order against Torres. Oh, and this is going to be a leadoff hit single for Bumry, so he reaches. They got a little speed on the bases in front of Bellinger. Bellinger, oh, we got the dot, so it's a strikeout looking for Bellinger. And now Singleton. Yeah, there's a couple good hitters in this Baltimore lineup, and Singleton is one of those guys. 3, 4, 5. Catcher, you know, I got a sub catcher here, so I got to check Fran Healy. He has no rating, so he's not iron. And Singleton's going to strike out here. All right. That brings up Lee May, and we're going to once again go to the right now chart. And 1-6 with the dot. Hot pitcher, yes. Gets an easy ground out to shortstop, and that'll be G6-3. So, all right, making short work of it is Torres. All right, here's Piniella with the home run in the 2nd inning, which is the difference right now. And a 3-4-4. Is he patient? He is not. Pops out to the second baseman. And now Jimmy Wynn lines out to the second baseman. And Nettles. Yeah, Nettles gone cold on me here, which I knew was going to happen. He had like a ton of home runs really quickly. And now he has kind of gone silent a little bit. Had a couple RBIs in yesterday's game. Was actually the player of the game, despite not hitting a home run. But, you know, continues to just drive in runs. And Yankees just have so many base runners that it's not that surprising that that's what's going on with them. Okay, so here we are getting into the 5th inning. Both pitchers, still 1-0 game. So both bullpens are pretty decent, although they got a couple, I should say they have a couple of decent guys in the bullpen, but not a lot of depth. And both teams went to their bullpen yesterday, so I'm going to have to be a little selective about who I utilize from those bullpens. Baltimore did not need their closer, though, yesterday, so they have a little extra edge, I would say, for today in terms of the bullpens. All right, Eddie Murray, is he a whiffer? Yep, he got the dot, so he's going to strike out. Now here's Pat Kelly. 3-3-5. Is he a sad sack? No. All right, single and stolen base. So there we go. So this is one place where the book will give them a stolen base. So we just do the swing again and enter a steal of second. So Pat Kelly's got the base stolen. All right, now they've got their first runner at second, 1 out. Doug DeCince's up. And here's Torres trying to keep him from scoring. 1-5-6. This time he didn't get the dot. It's outfield drama. And 3-5 is my left fielder gold. He is not. That's going to drop in for a double, and we got a tie game. And we're going to go to the right now to the chemistry chart. Billy Smith. Now both teams don't exactly have this working in their favor. 2-6. Batting team harmony, no. Ground out to second. All right, that'll move the runner over to third. So G4-3. Sensei's crosses over. And with 2 outs, here's Rick Dempsey to see if he can get a knock here and take the lead for Baltimore. But he will not. Instead, he's going to ground out. But Baltimore ties it up. We got a 1-1 game as we go to the bottom of the 5th here. And it's going to be the bottom of the order here. Fran Healy for the Yankees. 3-3-6. Nope. Sad sack, utility, or patient. He's a utility hitter. He's going to get it called third strike. It's another strikeout for Ross Grimsley. Let's see how he's doing so far. You know, one of the other things you can do here is you can get to the box score pretty easily from this menu. And it's got a couple of different options. So you have your traditional box score here. I wanted to check. Yeah, 4 strikeouts so far for Grimsley, 4 for Torres. But what's also nice is you can get to your scorecard here, and it's not your traditional looking scorecard, but you can at least, if you have to check like the in the moment, like hot and cold factors, you can do that by quickly seeing like what they did in their last at bats. Or if a pitcher has given up a couple of base hits in a row, like is he starting to work towards being like a semi-struggler. So you'll have that. You have a scoring recap. So some good stuff there. It's a really nice interface from that standpoint to really give you the ability to look up information as you're going through it. All right, so here's Dent now with 1 out. 2, 3, 4. So this is one of those points. I don't have anybody on base, so I have to see if Dent is the hot batter. So I'll go to the box score. And now he popped up his last time, so he's going to pop up again, this time to third base. And that brings up Willie Randolph. And Randolph, let's see, not a workman, not a whiffer. He's going to ground out to third. So, actually, yeah, G5-3. All right, so nothing doing there. Al Bumry is going to hit off the experience chart. He's a semi-icon. Torres is an icon. We got a 2-6 and a dot. Icon pitcher, yes. Strikes him out. Man, these guys are getting the strikeouts despite not being flash pitchers. They're still getting some decent totals here. All right, here's Bellinger now. 2-5-6. He's not a champion or patient. We got infield drama. Both teams have pretty good defensive infields. 3-5 is your third baseman Iron. Nope, Nettles is not. It's going to be a routine ground out. G5-3. The one surprise so far is Nettles for this set is not a gold or semi-gold third baseman, which I was a little surprised by. But for the Yankees, Rivers and Dent and Randolph are all like semi-gold. And then for Baltimore, Bellinger is gold and Murray is semi-gold. So is Billy Smith, who's playing second base today. Rick Dempsey, semi-gold. So a few good fielders on both sides here. All right, with 2 outs, it'll be Ken Singleton, and he's dangerous. That was a 5 that I saw. So 1-2-5. Struggler, no. Patient. He is patient, but we're going to check the ump. I actually have my umpire for behind home plate today. It doesn't have any ratings. It's an uncarded umpire, so it'll be ball 4. So Singleton will draw a walk. And that will bring up Lee May. See if he can do something here. 4.55. Is he a home run king? He didn't get the dot, so he's going to ground out to first. And when there's a guy on first, I usually have it where it's now G3-1. Some of the details aren't covered in the book for History Maker Baseball, so what I'll do is typically, like if it's a choice infielder, I usually go by the hand of the batter. On the main chart, I usually go shortstop, second base, and if it goes to any of the other charts, I'll go third base or first base in terms of like infield hits. Outfield, it's usually they pull if it says choice, and I'll just take the center field results that are in the book where I can. And the rare plays, most of the time I'll have the out go to first if it's the third out, and if the first baseman gets it and there's a guy on, I usually have it be where they toss to the pitcher. So that's what I'm doing here. Going G3-1, and that'll end the top of the sixth. And here we go with Mickey Rivers leading off again. So Rivers 1-1-6. That's gonna be a strikeout, man. Really totaling him up here. All right, Roy White now with one away. Oh, 5.55. That could be something. Is he a scrapper? No, home run, Roy White. So the Yankees using the long ball today. Get back the lead. It's now 2-1. Here's Chambliss. Chambliss has been on a tear. Oh, and he's gonna. Yep, 1-3-3 with the dot, and the slugger hits a home run. So back-to-back home runs for the Yankees. They take now a 3-1 lead. And here's Piniella. And Grimsley, just so you can see now, based on his batter's face, which, you know, I don't have to use. I'm going to use the fatigue system that exists in History Maker Baseball, where he's still semi-fresh, despite giving up 3 runs. But they would have him as being, at this point, starting to move into his tired range here. And this is going to be a base knock against him. So now he's a semi-struggler again, too. So I really have to start thinking about, like, going to the bullpen here. So let's take a look. They don't have a lot of options, like I said, and it's still the 6th. Like, I might just try to stretch him out a little bit. So right off the bat, you can see, like, these are the guys that are available. McGregor is in the rotation, so you got your upcoming starters here. So I've got McGregor. Holdsworth is a guy I can go to. Pitched yesterday. Denny Martinez I could go to. He only faced one batter yesterday. Miller is a guy I can go to. Palmer's in the rotation. Flanagan's in the rotation. Tippy Martinez is the closer. And Rudy May is in the rotation. So I really only got like Martinez, who I'll probably save for later. Miller, who's a semi-struggler, not really a great choice here. So I think it's going to be Martinez because he only did pitch to one batter yesterday. The action ended up going to the experience chart in a close game, and he is a prospect or semi-prospect, so I wanted to get him back out of the game pretty quickly. But we'll go to him here. So we'll select him. We hit pitcher. You can see now he's entered as the pitcher of record here, or at least the pitcher on the mound. And he'll face Jimmy Wynn. Now, Jimmy Wynn is my right fielder, and now he's facing a right-handed pitcher. So, you know, it's time for me to go to the bench here because I've got the guy he was replacing in the lineup, Reggie Jackson, who's going to pinch hit here. So the Yankees will counter and use this as an excuse to get Reggie Jackson up in a big spot. So we'll increase the number of people shown just so we can see the whole lineup here. And Reggie entering the game. Okay, let's see how this plays out. A 1-1-2. Is he a flash pitcher? He didn't get the dot. Reggie Jackson's not a sad sack. We're going to check with the scorer who says this is a base hit. Infield single for Reggie Jackson. And the Yankees got a couple runners on with a 1 out. And Greg Nettles now to the plate. And 3-4-6. Is he eager? He is not. He draws a walk. So Martinez not doing the job. And this is an interesting spot here too because we got the bases loaded. We're going to the chemistry chart based on the last result. Both teams are in a pretty bad spot. Because the Yankees have the lead, I'm going to continue to give Munson the day off, I think. It would be an interesting spot to bring up Munson as a pinch hitter. And if it was the 8th or ninth, I might do that. But because it's still the 6th and the Yankees have a lead, we're going to take a chance on the chemistry chart. Now, what I have to decide is, does Baltimore want to go to the chemistry chart? And I think the answer is no. So they are going to pull Martinez again after just a couple batters of ineffective pitching. And they will go to Holdsworth. Now, Holdsworth doesn't actually have a card in my set, so he's going to be a non-carded player. So I'm going to use a blank card here, which sounds awful, but it really isn't awful. So we're going to go back to the main chart now. He has some intangibles that will work in his favor. Didn't make the change, though, did I? Holdsworth at pitcher is what I forgot to click. Okay, and he gets a 1-4-6, so he's not a flash pitcher. Healy's not a champion. Healy grounds to second, and that's going to be a double play ball. So Holdsworth gets the job done. G4-6-3 to end the threat. Yankees lose a bases loaded situation there. All right, Yankees have to make a move. You can see it blinking here. That tells me I've got to make a fielding change, and it's because of Reggie. So Reggie's going to be inserted now into right field after pinch hitting. And my lineup is good. Now Torres is going to be on a short leash. He's got a 2-run lead. We're in the 7th. He's no longer fresh. And I'm going to be looking at going to my bullpen here. Let's take a look at the status of the Yankee bullpen real quick. So Figueroa is in the rotation. Gullett just pitched from the rotation yesterday, so we're not going to go to him. Holtzman is in the rotation. Catfish Hunter is in the rotation. Gil Patterson is in the rotation. Dick Tidrow pitched yesterday for 2 innings. Guidry is in the rotation, and then Lyle. So what you can see is I've got almost no depth in my bullpen right now. So I am probably going to have to stretch Torres a little bit. The Yankees just don't have anybody really available. I mean, other than Lyle, who pitched 1 inning, and I may not want him to go. But if I have to have him pitch 2 innings, it'll probably be today. Everybody else, it's probably going to be Patterson is the other guy that I might go to if Torres gets in trouble, because he's the last guy here, and he didn't pitch recently, is going to be the guy that I'm going to go to next. What this probably tells me is that, because they already have 5 guys lined up, something tells me that Gullett had a hiccup in the regular season around this time and wasn't going to be available to make a start. So he's not in there, but we can't use him because he pitched a lot of innings yesterday. So if Torres gets in trouble, we are looking at moving to Patterson as my pitcher. All right? But we'll see if we can stretch him out 1 more inning here. And he will be facing Eddie Murray. And he gets a 1-2-6. Now, this normally would be a freshness check, but we don't have it, and that's going to end up being a single for Eddie Murray. And we're going to be going to the right now chart. Now, Pat Kelly is up. Pat Kelly, not one of the hot hitters, but let's check where he was here. And in the scorecard, Pat Kelly singled his last time up. So this is a really bad spot for Torres. 2-run game. He's cold. Kelly's hot. This is probably where we're going to pull him. So we're going to take Torres out of the game now, just to make sure we don't lose that lead. Now, Patterson, not really a great option for me, but it's the guy we're going to have to go to, because at least he'll get freshness results, and we'll get it off that right now chart as well. So this is one of the things I like about the intangible charts in History Maker Baseball is even though you're not sure you would make a move here, and this is not a guy that I would want to do. Like if it was a straight game and it was just based on their ratings, I would never go to Patterson over Torres. But because of that intangible chart, it's forcing me to think about a move that I can make here. And we got a 3-5-5. Well, he's a semi-struggler, but he didn't get it there, and he's not a champion, so this is going to be a ground out or a whiffer. So I got to roll the dot, and it's a whiffer. So he strikes out Kelly. Big strikeout. That makes it 1 out with a runner on first for the Senseis. Senseis 3.56, and that's going to be a strikeout. So, despite not having great ratings, Patterson comes in and gets back-to-back strikeouts, and all of a sudden this threat has been quieted quite a bit. All right, so now Billy Smith is up, and I think we might make a move here, depending on whether or not he's available. This could be a spot to get Dower back into the game. No, Billy Smith's a lefty, so we're going to stick with him. And a 3.34. This could go in his favor. Is he a sad sack? No. Is he eager? He is not. He's going to get a single. And with 2 outs, Murray's going to cross over to third. So the 2 asterisks means he gets 2 bases on the single. All right. So Dempsey now is the batter in a big spot. Now I'm trying to decide, does Baltimore make a move here? Their backup catcher is also a righty. He's a little bit better hitter, but he's not as good of a fielder as Dempsey. And with 2 outs, I don't know. I don't want to use 2 bat players here. So I think we're going to stick with Dempsey. 2.35 is going to work in his favor. So with a wild pitcher he's going to draw a walk, and we're going to have the bases loaded still. And now we get to the top of the order with Bumry. So that paid off a little bit. Dempsey draws the walk. And now Patterson has to figure out how to get out of this jam against Bumry. And there's not much else I can do here. So we're going to just roll the dice. We have a really thin bullpen here. 1.46. Is he a flash pitcher? He is. He gets another strikeout. So Patterson dances around some trouble, but ends up getting 3 strikeouts to get out of a really tight spot there. Okay. All right, Holdsworth is going to stay in to face Dent. 1-1-3. That's going to be a single. So Dent leads off with a single. And the Yankees will get to the top of the order. 1, 2, 6. Sad sack. Another single. So Randolph singles. And now we're going to the right now chart. And this could be a bad spot for Holdsworth. Rivers is my hot hitter. So again, this is another situation where we have hot versus cold, and I don't think we're going to let Holdsworth stay in the game. So Holdsworth's coming out. And Baltimore, again, not a lot of options here. Do I go to Miller to try to get a couple of outs? Or do we stretch our closer here? I think we're going to stretch the closer. So Martinez is going to come in. He didn't pitch in the last game, and we're going to have to see if we can stretch him out a little bit here. So he's going for a long save. But if they don't catch up, he's only going to pitch 2 innings anyway, so we'll see what happens. And I can always pull him if it's tied in the 9th. So, all right, he's facing Rivers. It brings it back to the main chart. And actually, I got to check. So he is not an ace. It's a semi-ace. 3.56, lefty versus lefty. That's going to be a strikeout. So Martinez comes in with a big strikeout. I'll bring up Roy White. 1-1-2, flash pitcher. Yep, got the dot. That's a strikeout. And then Chambliss. And 3.44. Not a prospect, not patient. Pops up to second. And the Yankees strand a couple runners. So the bullpen's doing the job today. All right. Now I got a decision to make with the Yankees. And I think I'm going to try to keep Patterson in for now and see what he can do. But Lyle is waiting in the wings here for a long save. So 3.56, righty versus righty. That's a strikeout. Ken Singleton will draw a walk. And now Lee May All right, I think we're going to take May out. And we're going to go to Tony Muser as a pinch hitter. So when I want to pinch hit, as you saw before, so we're going to click on May, who's the 4 hitter. So we're going to hit 4, and the option comes up here to pinch hit. And we are going to go to Tony Muser, who can be our DH now going forward. I believe that's what we were doing, right? No, actually, Lee May was the first baseman. So Muser will take over at first base, actually. So that's right. Murray's playing DH right now. Despite being semi-gold, he's the DH. I forgot about that. So, all right, here we go. Muser against Patterson. And a 4.55. Is he a flash pitcher? He is. He gets another strikeout. So Patterson just coming in and throwing gas. That's a big strikeout. And now it'll be Eddie Murray. Dangerous Eddie Murray. But a 1-2-3 is going to be a ground out to short. And Patterson gets me a couple of scoreless innings there, so nicely done. All right, I got to make the shift here for Baltimore. So Muser is going to go to first base. Martinez is going to try and get another good scoreless inning up here. And he'll be facing Piniella, who is my DH. 2-4-5. Pop out. Reggie Jackson now hitting off the experience chart. Martinez doesn't have an experience. Jackson does. He's an icon. 1-6. Icon pitcher. No. Single. So Jackson delivers a base hit. And that brings up Nettles again. And a 2-3-5 is going to be, he's not eager. It grounds out. All right, this will be a force out. So now we do a G4-6 to show the force out at second. All right, Martinez is tiring. I really wouldn't want him to go much further here, but he will pitch here. And now in this spot, like, Healy is probably going to come out now, because I think in this spot, the Yankees would like to see if they can tack on another insurance run. So we are probably, as long as he's available, I'm going to be going to Munson. Let's see who's available here. Oh, wait, I want to go here. So I'll click on Healy, and let's see what the bench looks like. Yeah, there's Munson. Looks like I have Hendricks also. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go to Hendricks, who I think is a non-carded player for me. But, you know, I think, no, because it wouldn't go lefty. They'd go righty. Okay, so Munson's going to be the guy. We're going to go to Munson against the left-handed closer. See if Munson can get a big knock off the bench. And it's a 2-3-5. Is he eager? He is. That's going to be a single. So he did get the single. Keeps the inning going. And brings it to Bucky Dent. And Dent will swing away here. 2-6-6. That is going to be a fly out to right to end the inning. All right. Patterson is done. Now with the 9th inning here, we can go to Lyle. And that worked out about as well as I could hope for the Yankees. And yes, I'm playing as the Yankees, even though I'm playing both teams. The Yankees is the team I'm following throughout this whole season. So I'm doing their entire season. Now we got to bring in Munson to catch. So I'll put him at catcher. And while we're here, we'll also bring in Lyle as our new pitcher. And he's going to go for save number 10 on the season here. And he's got to get through right now. Would be Kelly, DeCinces, and Smith. But we're going to probably make some changes there. So let's start thinking about who those changes will be. We definitely want to get the... So Dower's probably going to hit for Smith. And... I think we're going to bring Mora in to hit for, as long as these are the guys that I have available. So let's just check their bench. we want to pinch hit for Kelly. Do I have Mora? I don't have Mora. Okay. So I need to think about who that guy is. So I could use Brooks Robinson, or I could use... I'll just require an extra move. And then Chopay could come in if we figure out how to tie it up. But I think that's what we're going to do, is we're going to pinch hit with Brooks Robinson. It's not great, but he at least gains the advantage on the lefty-righty split here. So Robinson will come in. Gain 2 advantages by making this move. One, you get even though he's a worse hitter than Pat Kelly, I gain the lefty-righty split. Although I lose it because he's a sad sack, so let me rethink that a little bit. Maybe there's another guy here. I don't know if I have a card for Garcia, but he might be the guy that I use. Oh, I do have a card for him. Yeah, he would also lose the lefty-righty split. I could use Skaggs. He's a decent hitter. Yeah, we're going to go to Skaggs as the pinch hitter. So, yeah, so Skaggs will gain the pinch hitter one, and he'll gain the lefty-righty split. So Skaggs is going to be the pinch hitter. And there we go. So he'll hit against Sparky Lyle, who is an ace. And a 2-4-6 is control, and he is a controlled pitcher, so he gets the ground out. G1-3. One down. All right, DeCinces is going to hit. And he gets a 1-5-6. Is he a whiffer? He is a whiffer, so he strikes out. And Baltimore's down to their last out. Billy Smith's going to come out for Rich Dower. The other move we were planning on making. So Dower will check in. Last chance here for Baltimore. And a 3-4-6. Is he an eager batter? Didn't get it, so he's going to draw a walk. He does not get the stolen base, though. But now they got a different problem because we're going to go to the chemistry chart for Dempsey. Now, I already brought Skaggs in, and I don't want to go to the chemistry chart for Baltimore. They can't afford to do that, so they're going to have to go to... This is where we'll use Brooks Robinson now. And so taking out Dempsey for Brooks Robinson. See if he can prolong the inning here. All right, here we go. Final out, potentially. 3-3-4. Ace or star gets the pop up to first. And Sparky Lyle ends the inning. And there it is. That's all, folks. Okay, New York gets the win, 3-1. So, some other good features here. So, now the game's over. We're going to quickly just do the save and exit. It's going to ask us if we want to make this game official. We do. And right out of the gate, we have our final score. Our player of the game is Lou Piniella. We can go to the box score. And what's really cool is they actually give you like a quick little write-up. So I got my little summary here. Hand the victory to New York in this division battle at Yankee Stadium. The final score had New York on top of Baltimore 3-1. Lou Piniella led the offense, going 2 for 4 with a home run and an RBI. New York improves to 26-10. It's awesome. And there's our box score. So, yeah, Yankees are clicking right now, and things are going well. And Torres gets the 3-1. Lyle gets his 10th save. So, doing well here. Yeah, so this is it. So that's Digital Diamond Baseball, and you can see I'm mostly just using it for tracking the stats and entering the results as I go through the game. I use the book results, I use the cards for everything else, but the fact that it just allows me to enter them in as I'm rolling makes it a really great companion for playing your tabletop games. Going back real quick to the board game commands, just real quickly, I'll show you a few things. So They've got common results, they've got some uncommon results, and then they've started putting some things in. They even have some rare results in here. But Stratomatic specific shortcuts, Pocket Pennant Run, there's our guys we talked to, and Season Ticket Baseball. So it's also taking care of like these three. And this utility is getting updated quite a bit. So it's on version 1.3.7, at least the last time that I downloaded it. Um, and they've got the full version history, so knowing like what they do and what kind of things they're adding here. So they really do a good, the creator is doing a really nice job of keeping this updated as he goes. Really fun utility to use. I'm really buying into it. It works really well for doing as played lineups. It's great for historical lineups because downloading it was a piece of cake. So it allowed me to download the entire 77 organization, and then I can also take care of doing some fast play. So I'm going to fast play the rest of the games on the schedule for the day just to finish out the day. Using as played lineups, it'll tell me if there's an invalid as played lineup, and it will execute any transactions that need to take place for that day. And there we go. The entire day's results are complete. Boston gets another win. They are beating up on the Brewers right now. So that takes care of that. And we can go back to our standings now and see where we stand. Yankees still holding on to that 2-game lead despite Boston winning 9 in a row. Just trying to hold them off a little bit here. But the rest of the pack's starting to fall away a little bit. So Yankees heading into late May are starting to take control of the division, and it's turning into a 2-horse race here a little bit. So Kansas City has reclaimed the lead. They were trailing California for a little while there, but you can see a big turnaround. California has kind of hit the skids here. Cincinnati right now winning the West, and it's in the East. It's right now St. Louis. Philly's a couple games back here, so good stuff. And there's our up-to-date standing. Reggie pops back up to 400, trailing Rod Carew. And we've got Sparky with 10 saves, leading the league there. So, good stuff. All right. That's it. That's our presentation for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Digital Diamond Baseball and History Maker Baseball working well together. Thanks for watching.